Abusafo high juicy news. Mima Obibia Akwaba. Latest hot news enamede brabo. Na ansana and something in Abebano. So we can subscribe ya. Bomodi ya say over subscribe. Na like video no give us a thumbs up na fi share ma wo fufro so na we be here na wo hu and someone ekoso e wo Ghana me mo anam. Afi ye share eye and someone abeto yepno so. Inkuti a yes report ya ababetu dwa momaiti a yes report.
And the health minister make a statement to be a very important statement. And I say about 7,000 previously unpaid nurses have now been enrolled onto the payroll and are receiving their monthly salaries. Now, while efforts are ongoing to migrate the remaining nurses, health minister say, "Eye nurse for another than Kweku Addo ne Bawumia buying." Yeah, eye nurse for last minute nurse for about 13,000 da. Bawumia moka say oma form ejuma abro man for man to payroll so right after elections NDC winning power na nurse for no agitate omo demonstration no. Health minister Mr. Kando say emu 7,000 sesi ano ye de to payroll so. Sesi ano bosumi aketua no ye etu omo ka bosumi. Osi omo maka no aban edi wudwuma se ombema omo so nyina so e de akogu payroll so bosumi bia betu omo ka. Enti mess na eye Bawumia mujato ho no. The NDC as a government they are solving the mess. And mameka bibi nche Ghana for. We are still in the ditch as a nation. The debt and the damage Akufo Addo mo ye no. It will take us some time as a nation and NDC as a government to get the country out of it completely. And so Biagirian say they are going to frustrate the government. They are going to pressurize the government to do things at their pace. Then you, that person, you don't understand what governance is. You know, in the last 8 months, I became namu baby a Ghana ye situation war. Under Akufo Addo, under Bawumia, under Kennedy Agyapong, under Blást Champon, you people saw your situation maybe a war. And this is not a situation of one room. A nation that was run down by a group of criminals. So I was a journalist to say me. So I will say, why do you want do? We are Ghana ni ebi a unko school crab. Why do you do? Now unim senior ya chechere mine. So we a parent to say me. Now we share even how to manage a home with maybe 3 kids or 2 kids, yourself and your wife. Now we senior how to put it together. Now so obia beje a country ya messing it up to the core. I also won't see your kasa. Dear John Mahama and NDC cry yet till now no. They have done too well for anybody to sit on TV or on radio to criticize the government. Dear John Mahama, NDC aban we aye. Baby omo time ye free ye bedru ye. Baby omo time dollar ni free ye. Baby omo time inflation free ye. Baby omo time a deficit when it comes to infrastructure free ye. Baby omo time a corruption. Baby omo time the baby omo time a crony free ye. The way the country was messed up. Baby omo time petrol board free ye. Now we should be and we are basically in heaven. And it's a journalist and that's how we are Ghana Nibi. Now we have opportunity to speak about governance. Now our junior will say, Uber to me around the country down or the government down because things are not done the way you want her. Mekacha will say, yeah, the Ghana man will say manage 2 seconds. You go mad. You cannot even manage your own home within 1 year to make things sit up. Moi, I'm wanted to criticize John Mahama buying. Baby, I end this time Ghana free. Say, ya wo, and I will fear Uja to ho 8 years. And I Uja call say, oh, Kotina Kurobi Swaba. Now, Obedu Nasa Ufia done it there. Send your Kufu Addo Muja Ufia now. Over to me the 8 months. Atani Kurobi do. But this man has never complained about anything. His appointees, his ministers, they have never stood on any platform to say Ghana for where the and this MPP and they have never complained. They have solved problems and they keep solving problems. It is how to say journalist and I say Nipebiti radio so can I buy way 8 months. Now because 1% you don't understand governance. Before you criticize this government and say 8 months about step back, take a step back, go back and go look at the digits, go look at the data, go look at where we were, and then compare to today and do the calculation and ask yourself what these people have done. They have done magic. What the governor of Bank of Ghana, what that guy has done, he has done magic. What the finance minister, Ato Forson, he doesn't like me, but I don't care. What the finance minister has done, he has done magic. When you go to the cocoa sector, we are expecting about $4 billion by the end of the year. They have done magic. This is a country that was run down into the ditch, deep down. It means when I hear people make those statements, I am who say either you don't understand governance or you are just trying to be diabolic, or you just need attention. That's how I see it. Because say maybe Ghana jina unim the desperation na eda Ghana so unim yesika semsen na asay unim sibia na nyoma enkoye. We were all witnesses to the damage these people did. Enti obasa mo kire me say sa damage na Akufo Addo mo ye no 8 months we no damage ni nyina nyira. Sa the backlog of nurses over about 50,000 or omuja omugu fie 70,000 na omuja omugu fie no mo obasa mo kire me say 8 months no e was so nurse for nyina nya adwuma. Mo besa mo kire me say san kwasiade Akufo Addo mu gyaye e ka mu gya to ho no just 8 months no e was say e ka nyina no me te say TUC for say they are going on strike. Why e was say aban no your debt levels. The question here is the NDC government ba aban mu no e ka say no de aka e ka ho nothing, but e ka na da ho no can you use 8 months to solve those e ka no? And we are talking about impenifo mo nyankwara enti mo mi njai sa diabolic, basically childish kind of argument, you know, because those kind of arguments, you know, it will not change the course of the government. The government is delivering. The government is working. Me answer me criticize Obino. Me didn't can share what the person inherited, and whatever you inherited, if you have been able to correct or done even 50% of it, I don't have any room to criticize you. And I'm looking at this government, I'm looking back 8 months, baby ana Ghana yawano, this government has done about 90% of the job. So I'll be very unwise and stupid to sit here and tell Ghana for say, hey, 8 months ago, I didn't tell John Mahama and solve a Ghana problem. These people took over 8 years to destroy Ghana. And I'm not cutting a slack for the government. Say abaning ye bibi and kamaka say okay, abaning ye she. But the government, as we speak today, for about 2 years later, doom some more Ghana. And hardly do you hear say obi because I'm like to doom. This government, no matter what, fango boya ding, they are still keeping the fuel price down. Say Basro Krampa, it is not where these people left it. The only way you can assess this government and say this government is doing poor is when you take the numbers the government before MPP Jan Ohono. If the numbers they left today, the NDC is not able to bring the numbers down, then you can tell me this government is performing poor in 8 months. Because the government will be to $17 not dollar no and then I'm 11. You can't tell me this government is not performing. So I buy way to petrol 15. Now say the petrol no 15. Now I buy way to my limiting about 4 miles. You can't tell me the government is not delivering. So I buy way to ofanko kwine. Now obedru no e kwine no contractor and to international yejuma. Now the contractor so yejuma. You can't tell me the government is not delivering. Say I buy way by now you are over 20,000 to 15,000 young people sitting at home. Now and there your police assistants bet 15,000. Your fire service assistant bet 5,000. Now nkora we nyina yejuma o ka chem say I buy we yejuma now bodam because I buy no be ye 100,000 NAPO ejuma no nipa ba company wonye ejuma ye. So I am looking at the past numbers, comparing to today's numbers, and then I'm making a misstatements. It's what this guy is doing at the health ministry. No, he is basically working, and it applies to the government as a whole. Actually, your propaganda. Actually, you don't understand basic governance. In his answer on Net2 TV, so I criticize John Mahama Bino. Ask yourself, again, John Mahama Bino beto ya West in there. Tell me one thing, John Mahama Bino beto ya John Mahama Bino aseno. Because say, hey, where can these MPP or hanke dia? Tell me one thing. Tell me one thing. We all see what the government is doing. The IGP, the government itself, how today they are fighting galamsey. It's not an easy fight, but at least you could see there's the willingness to do that. There is the willingness. Government no will no so be so at least Emma Areshim to say aban bi ba ya the party officials a sector minister it release this statement a whole report my president say u Jubilee House no omo no mo galamsey no eno kra no hwe nsi over so chem say enda aban aba the police the government is on the ground trying to fight this menace. You want to tell me say the government is not doing well? Where Jimmy? So look back, me per one person or Ghana baka say me betena TV so and the Akufo Addo Bawumia 8 years no adebia John Mahama beto ye no sa ade we the John Mahama nya ade kura 8 months no kan kire me na me debate. What are you going to talk about? When it's got to do with the forex and I say dollar, where are we? We are doing better. When it comes to employment, we are doing better. Today see, let me show you. Come. Mama nchabo na mwa jimi do mumu no. Today, how many people? 5,000 young men. They are now becoming what? Assistant fire officers. Enrechi, nipa almost 12,000. Omo ya day, ya de police assistant. Almost 17 to 20,000. There are more to be given opportunities. We are talking about a government today, the land minister and the Watro Akomadian, Amabua. He is the acting environment minister, Ama Kofibua. Writes to Attorney General for immediate revocation of LI 2462. And the Abaine say, Sam Brana Akufo Addo ebietu ho na galamsey for more MPP mu edi your forest no. And the minister now or acting as environment minister no or the Attorney General say or per se you stop it mining in our forests. Inti actually when Jimmy no Babetena TV so I catch me say aban we die what to aban no ho actually we a journalist or we a diplomat or we a statesman or actually we Jimmy actually we nim governance. This is what governance is. They are overturning every nonsense. So today a minister has written the Attorney General, nobody, you better stop it, nobody should enter any forest to go mine. What I want to work I say and I Amabano, omunya hwedie na nka ban ne nye. What should the government do? Into me, so I got to mean great government where they have done about 80%. Ejuma John Mahama ban we are 8 months no. NPP are buying to me a say Juma we be anke. I'm telling you. The way they have even paid attention to the fight against galamsey. Sanka NPP are buying added 10% of what John Mahama more attention will pay to galamsey to stop it. Anka ye ni hanne, I'm telling you. Enti me penipo ba kuma Net2 TV so aka say adia John Mahama Bawumia mo ejato ho a na say negative no John Mahama be west me pe adia ba ko pe. Modwa adentina modwa me mamu common sense ye dwedwam. It is simple. Enti answer na baba betena TV so answer na baba betena radio so aka say aban we ya mani 8 months na wa kire me adia na ewo ho a na aban we say sa adia we na enye aban na be west. Tell me one thing. Oboso omu bi omano kan ai John Mahama aban ne ka say oba obetu kokoo mu na sibia watum no wada de kuafo John Mahama ba oti kokoo so John Mahama ba power no. So okay, so betu kokoo mu international price. Now much change statement you can say baga. Many can say John Mahama wati kokoo so. So a day na John Mahama betu ya wa in the west. Senka John Mahama ba and betu kokoo price and anko so because John Mahama teso. But as we speak, what is John Mahama be ato so and so endorse. John Mahama fin already 8 months. And it is John Mahama the 128 atoswa. Then a chesa in the next year, John Mahama on for 2,000 and so. So you cannot sit there and make that argument. Say, I buy way share bo. John Mahama bo share in 4 years bo. If he's going to move cocoa bag to $10,000 a bagger, 4 years within 4 years, and he can decide to spread it within 4 years. He can also decide to do it within a year. Until you cannot tell me, say, the first window, yadama cocoa price, no, John Mahama, was a cocoa for bo, anyway, so, Jimmy, wouldn't the echo. That is why I'm telling you, say, there are so many people sitting on TV and radio making arguments, they say, I buy way 8 months there, and then you don't even understand what you are doing. Now, one thing, what can I say? Because before you make this statement, you need to ask yourself, you're Pamo MPP because of something. And this by no Saudi and Oma in the West ana. That is the only way you can judge this government. And me pade ba ko betumi dia judge NDC aban aka say they have done worse than MPP. Show me one thing. So Mummy Enja is a childish kind of journalism. I'm an expert in this. Ni na politics. I am not mema Ghana for one say bibia a rosary. No. These people have inherited a very difficult country, a very bad economy. But these people are doing crazy stuff. They are changing things every single day. They are actually changing things. Abaywe is over-delivering. This government is over-delivering. Me who so be able to TV so criticize Abaywe. It may be an anaka say na bibi o ha aban ba ko ne ya na enye jo Mahama mo ba no o ma no west. Me who so be an anaka and so sorry and Abaywe nya hwe Abaywe nya hwe no de na Abaywe ya na enye chen ba ko no. Ka de ba ko kire me. So before you go on TV and start to talk about this government, let your listeners know. And now you as an expert, first of all, let the listeners understand say me ba be cheche nyo be mu akire mo. Time na Akufo Addo mo no na dollar no ewo 2 and a John Mahama de about 10 and it na omanya de 8 months. Time na John Mahama mu fra it na nipa ni ti because okay, you are making sense. Now you are making sense. But you don't have any standard. Because the standard that is there, no, John Mahama, at the end of the day, Southwest performance, John Mahama and Drew, John Mahama is still doing better. So if John Mahama is doing better, NDC is doing better, how can you sit and say 8 months NDC is not delivering? Now, I'm sure idea. Momenja NF Ghana for Sa uni bibia kan men kasa. Sa uni bibia kan don't speak. It is not forced for you to speak on politics. It is not forced for you to let people think, say, you have an opinion on everything. Me, there are so many things going on in Ghana. Ebo ha deliberately me twimi ho, me yimi ho frim, me nka ho asem. Obi tim ka say, oh Kevin, asem we bae, I didn't know one kebi. Because ejuma me yen minimum ejuma me yen no. If I can't have basis for my argument, I will not do it. I will not even speak. And in some way to me see Ghana. Obi say, Kevin, this is current issue. Everybody is discussing. I'm like, I'm not going to talk about it. I sit with my team because you know something. When it comes to speaking on issues, governance, you let it sit. You allow it to simmer. You listen and then you start to analyze. No, you need to know, you need to have a reason for being part of the conversation. There should be a reason. Until somebody may prove your children say, Aban we buy no. Aban na etwa mu ne ya adie bia na ya papa cha aban we aye west. Free SHS and the say when it comes to feeding of students in school, adia aban we ye NPP aban they destroy free SHS and the Obetuma Chem say and the free SHS no NPP dey never touch no. You can tell me that. So how can you tell me say this government is not delivering? Aban we can say Omo Ube school, government tertiary institutions biano, free tuition first year. Abanwe Shebo, Abanwe is in power. So far, Abanwe is delivering. So how can you just sit on TV, on radio, or anywhere and tell me Abanwe 8 months? Abanwe has over-delivered in 8 months. If we sit to do critical analysis, comparative analysis of this government's performance and the government that it inherited, you can see the gap. There is a big gap between Abanwe and the MPP Abano. We need to understand. Say conversation ba Asante Bediatuo. We need to take a step back. Enya bibia na di hu nkomo. Enya bibia na kembi. Enya bibia na wo idea wo ho. Enya bibia na wo smart wo ho. Enya bibia na wo betuma ka say we de unko awadwene no. There are some things if you know you cannot analyze it analytically. You cannot basically make clear cut sense. Sit back. It does not say you are not intelligent. You avoiding a conversation does not mean say unim nyansa. You avoiding a particular conversation, you staying away from a particular conversation, you making sure you don't take part in some particular topic or a particular conversation does not make you stupid. It shows how intelligent and smart you are. Because what you do is, now you sit back and analyze before you speak. Now, Shadia, team, are you with me? I know Friday crank normally, and you're saying it here, but Bibinti. Now, you see, there's something happening. A year, this story about Educhum. About Educhum. Sorry. This story about Edubuahin. There's this agenda Edubu ahene ni team no omo pese omo seti na agenda no pese omo seti ne say they want to malign the attorney general, they want to discredit the attorney general. Senebeya, when the attorney general comes out to speak on this educhum issue, no, every time they go to court and attorney general tries to brief the nation, no, they are trying everything possible to make sure say on minor a team no, we will not trust the attorney general. Until the moment they trust for the attorney general no, echo from pay, whatever the attorney general will touch or do, no, we will not have his support, or he will not have our support. Until what they are trying to do is say, Edubu and he winning the legal team attaching the no. They want to make sure say, sir, respect no any belief na Ghana for your war attorney general no. They want to try and split it. Now, because they need the public sympathy. Now, before you can get public sympathy, the opponent now, you need to discredit the opponent. Now, Atachia, any sanko for who say, so omni attorney general no age na court, boot for boot, fact to factor. And yeah, they more than 5 months, Edubu he will be jailed. Now, what they want to do now, and they say, they want to malign the attorney general. Some good anima say. Say sa confidence na Ghana for your attorney general no. Some yi free ho. Now the moment to me sa confidence they free ho no, then the attorney general becomes like assembly of Kebiano in kuta weight. Then it makes them rather look like they are the credible ones. And it's as a West study. Every time psychologically on say case or court. Every time we are in any country or in any case, the prosecutor so on it obiko court na accused the prosecutor every court pia so we study every time no any pana ya accused no the lawyers no they psychologically they want the cameras to see that things are going on well in the courtroom. It's a psychological thing. So we study obi a yedena court bia no, especially when the attorney general takes somebody to court. Somewhere exit court number bar, the attorney general's body language is the same all the time, because the attorney general is not supposed to show anything like he's upset, he's happy, he's excited about something. The attorney general needs to be seen as an attorney general who is basically prosecuting, who is basically doing his job. Now, what the accused normally do, then they say, when they exit court, they want the people watching them to believe, say, our body language in the say they are doing good in court. But so we study story now, you will see, say, at the end of the day, the accused, majority of the time, they are put in jail. Now, it's psychological. And what they do, and they say, so I'm going to say, now, if you know, show more. Okay, say, hey, and then they do one lawyer and PN or sister power. Let's say, Koye pa, do one case. Attorney General is not fighting an individual. Attorney General is the nation's lawyer. In the Attorney General he's not supposed to be smiling. He's not supposed to be showing any emotions. Attorney General is supposed to tell you what happened in court and walk. Because the Attorney General has a lot of dockets on his table. And yet Edubuahin case on the table. So it is not about Edubuahin's case. Say he is a fancy Attorney General. Say they're not Godfrey Dame. What Godfrey Dame used to do was that he would call his own media. He would tell them to wait for him. He would come out of the court and do politics. Until the moment these people who have been accused, they know that their back is on the wall. No? What they do is, when they exit court, they make you, or they create the impression, say, they are doing well in court. Because one, when they create that impression, Emawa Wosha said the Attorney General is not doing anything. And that is what Edubuahin or the lawyer attaching, that is the game they are playing. And unfortunately, they have some people too who are helping them in the media space to do that to the Attorney General's office. Now, you're sorry, Attorney General's office has not lost any evidence in ongoing Edubuahin trial. And yet, the Deputy Attorney General and the case also with Shim Sai, or say, Omatitin say, Edubuahin and the lawyers say, document Attorney General, say, or they bought the case, so buying, a prosecutor Edubuahin, no, a year. Edubuahin lawyers, any Edubuahin call for be in the media space near Edubuahin Ankasa say documents no pages in Kwabe 86 ayira. When they say something is missing, what does it mean? Yeka say bibi ayira. Na say yeka say I don't say bibi kuta obi. No yeka say adewe ayira. Na so Osaka say adewe I don't want you to know what is in it. Are they the same thing? Say me kuta card and I say spa card here twi. Na so busam say e dey ne kuta we na me ka say memfa nkyere wa. Does it mean card ne dam nsem no ayira? Now let's go listen to Edubuahin lawyers. Me wi ana ma kyerɛ ma de bia ekoso Ghana. These are the lawyers of Edubuahin. Mr. S, Mr. P. All right.
And thank you so much for staying with us. To some other story, counsel to embattle former National Signals Bureau boss Kwabena Agyapong lawyer Samuel Atachere has taken on the Deputy Attorney General Justice Remsai, insisting that the AG failed to disclose over 80 pages of the Signals Bureau's account details in court. There has been public assertion that a key evidence in the trial of Agyapong has got missing at the Attorney General's department. But the Deputy AG, in a statement, refuted the claim, insisting all relevant documents have been filed in court. Here are excerpts of his statement.
The Deputy AG, Justice Remsai, in a post on his X account said the Attorney General's office has not lost any evidence regarding the ongoing Republic versus Agyapong criminal trial. He then goes ahead to list the various documents they have filed on the matter as of June 18, which includes evidence of contract for sale, bank wire transfer records, bank account statements, company registration documents, property ownership records and purchase receipts, Interpol stolen vehicle records, a flowchart of the money movement through what he describes as a complex web of bank accounts, and testimonies of our 3 witnesses. All that of these documents have also been served on all the accused persons, and so it is not true that any of the documents have gone missing. The Deputy AG says before the legal vacation on July 31, the first 3 witnesses had been cross-examined by lawyers of the 3 of the 4 accused, which means that lawyer of the last accused is yet to do that cross-examination. But he is hopeful that they will return to continue when the legal vacation is over by the middle of October.
But reacting to the AG's response, the lawyer Atachere refuted his position, insisting that there were at least 80 pages missing from the account details filed to the court.
Whether we are entitled, that is what the law says. It's a constitutional requirement. Article 19, fair trial. The fair trial requirement is that you shouldn't withhold information which should aid the innocence of the accused person.
Right.
Because the Attorney General is not a persecutor. An Attorney General is supposed to hold the scales of justice even. And when the evidence should inure to the benefit of the accused persons, the Attorney General is bound by law to divulge it to the court. And in fact, it is unprofessional for an Attorney General to withhold exculpatory evidence from the court.
I am quite curious to know, do you have any idea what exact document is alleged to have gone missing in this case?
Oh, in the first instance, the Attorney General withheld, about 83 pages of a bank statement that the Attorney General has filed before the court. So you could see a deficit of evidence by what the Attorney General filed before the court. So we call for the difference. Now, where is the rest of the pages relating to the bank statement you filed? And the judge blocked it. The judge didn't want them to bring it. This is where we are. As a fact, these are all facts if you have journalists following this story. And that's why we've appealed the decision of the judge. And the judge should not block evidence that the accused persons require to prepare their defense. And even use those pieces of evidence to cross-examine the witnesses.
Now, what's Atachere? He is the lawyer for Agyapong. So what tiene kasemua Owusu brofubi Owusu withheld and disclosed. The reporting, from the beginning of the report, they said the Attorney General failed to disclose. Attach Yankasa statement in his interview, no, or said the Attorney General has withheld some documents. Now, as a journalist, I'm a Tehano. From what Atachia just said in that interview, they're not all can say Attorney General FIA document be. Now, sa document no, nina ka documenta yedi ebua ni nipa no e court. Na sa document ni bi no sebio e was Attorney General no edema omoso na omoso hwem ebi say e documenta eno so ebeboa omoso momo yi nsem no a ni nyina ka process no ho a e was eboa na sa nkrata no sa Attorney General pese de be kire omo na so momu say nkrata we bi no eni sa nkrata ni mu a omubu ofu judge no every say na nka say judge no hye Attorney General say sa nkrata no de omu pese omu hu. Where in this does it justify say Attorney General document not file no ayera? Where? Why should a journalist or anybody sit on radio and say Attorney General document or submitting or court, no, the documents are missing? Because there's a difference between you withholding the document, you not disclosing the document, and the document being missing. It is some time, you see, there are some things we do. In Kofoe, they want to what attach here. What attach here and ni team no person we say. They want to malign the Attorney General good anima say to the point say bedroom baby no. After Omaka say what trust Attorney General no. Mamu jinindi and they are misquoting, misplacing, misspelling, and they are deliberately defining facts wrongly. Uti attach your interview na or the man joy for na. There was nowhere in the interview Atachia concretely say the documents are missing. Atachia feels from his part on any councils, no, and now on any legal team feel say the Attorney General is withheld. He withheld some documents. He doesn't want to disclose them. There are so many reasons why maybe the Attorney General feels at this moment, I don't want to disclose. Maybe there is another person who is willing and ready to give more documents that will make his case, those particular documents, more solid. So, for all you know, even there might be somebody involved in the case who is pleading or bargaining to provide more to support that part of the document. The Attorney General has a strategy. You, the accused lawyer, you have your strategy. All that you have to do is to let the court know. Because I don't think, say, I am rapampi, say, document be, the person is withheld now, or the person withholds the document. You cannot find a law to get the person to release the document. That does not mean the documents are missing. So you attach here tomorrow, you decide to go to court, and some of the documents that you have filed, you decide to hold on to it. The Attorney General knows the processes he can use through the court to get you to release those documents. That does not mean those papers that you are holding back, or those documents you are holding back, those documents are missing. So why would anybody sit, or why would anyone go on TV and say or report that the Attorney General's documents are filing 86 pages or something? There's a difference between missing and you not disclosing, or you holding on to a document. You see, and that is what the media sometimes, I am a man because say we are not helping the system. Until the court comes out to tell us, say, these documents are missing. Nobody in Ghana today can say a document in this trial is missing. The Attorney General might have his own strategy. He might decide to hold some documents. He might decide to delay something because maybe he's waiting for something. So if I don't add this document, I know that I can slow down the process and get what I need to make sure my case is clean cut. It could be a strategy of the Attorney General. So how can people just go out there and start screaming and making it look like, say, documents in a good table so and it will be far a crime so and it will Attorney General office and it will court war and also start documenting free move because no, it's not. This is not cantata. This is not comedy. This is law. The Attorney General is not supposed to show his cards. If you think you are a good lawyer, Atachia, and you can get Attorney General to show his cards, use the law to force him to show his cards. The game is playing with you. And I'm very sure you are touching her. There are some documents you are withholding. You don't want Attorney General to know because you know you want to use it later to make a case for your client. So if an Attorney General is telling you that use the law to get this document from me, has Attorney General gone wrong? What will make somebody say, Attorney General, the documents are missing? Why would anybody make that statement? Listen to Atachia again. And you see, sometimes these things, they are worrying.
Boakye, thank you so much for staying with us. From the account details filed to the court.
Whether we are entitled, that is what the law says. It's a constitutional requirement. Article 19, fair trial. The fair trial requirement is that you shouldn't withhold information which should aid the innocence of the accused person.
Right.
Because the Attorney General is not a persecutor. An Attorney General is supposed to hold the scales of justice even. And when the evidence should inure to the benefit of the accused persons, the Attorney General is bound by law to divulge it to the court. And in fact, it is unprofessional for an Attorney General to withhold exculpatory evidence from the court.
I am quite curious to know, do you have any idea what exact document is alleged to have gone missing in this case?
Oh, in the first instance, the Attorney General withheld, about 83 pages of a bank statement that the Attorney General has filed before the court. So you could see a deficit of evidence by what the Attorney General filed before the court. So we call for the difference. Now, where is the rest of the pages relating to the bank statement you filed? And the judge blocked it. The judge didn't want them to bring it. This is where we are. As a fact, these are all facts if you have journalists following this story. And that's why we've appealed the decision of the judge, that the judge should not block evidence that the accused persons require to prepare their defense, and even use those pieces of evidence to cross-examine the witnesses who are being called.
So, Atachia in his own words, or see, you should not withhold, or see, the first law, you should not withhold. So if it is a law, or if there is a law that you cannot withhold documents, then it means there is a law that you can apply to make sure the person releases the document. So what is stopping Atachia? Journalistic, I say, can you tell me how many of the documents are missing? The journalist was saying missing, but Atachia was using the word what? The word disclose. The journalist was saying that, can you tell me how many of the pages are missing? But Atachia did not use the word missing. Atachia was using the word withhold, withheld, disclose. So at this point, Atachia, if he knows the law, he knows the buttons to press for the judge to force Attorney General to release those documents. So why is this whole thing so complicated? And we are making it look like, say, Attorney General assistant documents because we're losing case. Why are we allowing mediocrity to enter into our level of thinking? Because I just say, you lower your one to the point to say, to me, we don't want to think out of the box now. Sometimes when these things happen, we need to take our time and analyze. They are withheld. You see, when you hear withheld, when you hear withhold, when you hear disclose, when you hear a word like those things, they mean something. In law, they mean something. When you hear missing, it also means something. When something is missing, you don't know the whereabouts of the document. It is basically gone. When somebody is withholding, you know where the thing is. You know it is in the possession of Asimesi. When somebody fails to disclose, it is in his possession. It doesn't want to show you. If it is missing, it is gone. You need to go search. But in this case, Atachia knows where the documents are. That is why he's using the word withheld or withhold or disclose. So it means the Attorney General, as we speak, Atachia knows he has the documents. Atachia needs to find a way to get the documents. So why are we making this so complicated? Why are we making this thing so complicated, and we make everything so complicated in Ghana? And these are simple things. Now, so Busamia, the strategy of MPP ni Atachia, I'm going to say, I want person to find a way, no more we need public sympathy. They want to lie to the public and force the public to believe them instead of the Attorney General. And they are getting some people to help them. I don't care. Now, me, I respect the laws of the land. Anytime I'm free America, try plane tickets. me ne me yere de memba me for business e de ba Ghana e ba the court, the highest court of the land e be bo me muka say, Your Highness, I am here because I respect the laws of this country. Now, I want to trust the Attorney General, and I know every single Ghanaian, we all want to trust the Attorney General and also trust the process. So, Busamia, I would suggest that when court resumes, Attorney General should respectfully plead with the court to telecast Edubuahin's case live on TV. I would suggest to the Attorney General, respectfully, so that the misinformation, maligning, and deliberate disinformation in the system, no, we will all witness what is happening in court. So I will plead with the Attorney General because I believe and trust in the Attorney General's office. And Ayeni, everybody knows his track record. And he has sworn to make sure, say, he's going to be firm. Now, we all want to know what is happening in court. Now, I will plead with the Attorney General. When the court resumes, the Attorney General should respectfully write to the Chief Justice and ask the Chief Justice or the judge sitting on the case that, you know something, this is a case of national interest. In fact, I don't want Ghanaians to be contemplating. I don't want Ghanaians to be assuming. I don't want Ghanaians to be sitting and speculating. I want Ghanaians to be part of this conversation. I want Ghanaians to be part of this prosecution. I want Ghanaians to be part of this whole process. So, respectfully, I want the Attorney General to plead with the judge for this case to be heard on live television for you and I to see what is happening in that courtroom. You will see. And let me tell you, say Attorney General no otchere court is up a say case way Net2 TV so de bia attachia and then call for the say no, I'm telling you today. They will reject that. And at that point, you will see who wants transparency and who doesn't want transparency. You get what I mean? It's as simple as that. I would suggest to the Attorney General, Yani Ghana for, we want to be part of this prosecution. It's a high-profile prosecution. We want to be part of it. From the beginning of this regime, the Attorney General, you have always briefed us every single time, every step you take. You have been on TV, and we appreciate it. This particular case, there are some people who basically want to distract. They want to malign your outfit. There are some people in the system, one person will go for political reasons. I will respectfully tell you or suggest to you that Attorney General, we want this case to be on live TV. We want you to put this case on live TV. We want to hear what you say in court. We want to also hear what Atachia's case is in court. We want to know. Then we will decide for ourselves who is actually stalling this case. Because I have this great deep feeling that Atachia them, they know Edubuahin will be jailed. What they are doing is they are playing with the hearts of Ghanaians. They obviously a Ghana for Jimmy. So what Atachia is doing now, Atachia was sacked by one of his clients recently. The only job Atachia has is taking money from this boy. And when I say taking money, he's using this case to get paid. So Atachia will do anything to get paid. I was here to say Atachia no, or no idea all your way no, ne retirement benefits and all you know. Whatever he would do to keep this case going for long, for him to be paid, he would do it. And that is what he's doing. And that is the strategy that Atachia has adopted. In the West Study Atachia power, he does not even want this case to move. Every day he's stalling the case. Now they are using some people to make it look like Attorney General does not want the case to go. We want the Attorney General to plead with the court that we want this case to be shown live on TV. The day Attorney General will plead with a judge to show this case on TV, Atachia will oppose that.
Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, and don't forget to share the video to all platforms. I'll see you in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.